Hi, welcome to Budget MTG Decks. All magic fun, all cards under $1. I'm David.
And I'm Lisa.
And this is Mr. Ickalopoulos.
And this is Mr. Snappalophagus.
And today we're going to talk about some awesome magic cards. To get in the festive holiday season, we decided to do a top 12 list of Magic the Gathering cards that are very, very Christmassy. So say we get started right away and we have a look at our first Christmassy card, and that is Goblin Snowman for 3 and a red. It's a 1/1 goblin, but of course we all know that it is actually also a snowman, Goblin Snowman. And it states that when blocking, Goblin Snowman neither deals nor receives damage in combat, of course, because it's so fluffy.
It's a snowball combat.
It is so, exactly, it's so soft, and it's like you're kind of tossing them with each other, like what you do outside. You get the snowballs, you're not really dealing damage to each other. But you can also tap Goblin Snowman to deal 1 point of damage to target creature. It blocks, because of course you always get that one person who decides to make an ice snowball. That one person who goes like, you come at me, if you come at me too hard, then I'm gonna make it into an ice snowball, and then bam, there's 1 point of damage right there. That is 1 point of damage. But it's got the Yuletide festivities right on there, so that makes it our number 1. Lisa, what's the next card?
The number 2 is Brady Wood Cup. It's an artifact for 3, and if you tap it, you gain 1 life. It is the worst card in the history of Magic.
Well, I don't know if it's the worst card, but it's up there.
Yeah.
It is a pretty.
Yeah,
this is not the Magic card you want stuffed in your stocking this Christmas.
No.
You don't want to be receiving this card as part of the festivities.
Don't give it to me.
I won't give it to you. But the reason why it's on the list is because of the picture. Look at those people. I'm gonna say elves. They're having so much fun. They're together. It's all friends and family. They're having drinks. And that is the cat destroying the Christmas tree. Let's hope it lasts for another 10 cards. Okay, if the camera cuts out, send help, because this place is on fire. But yeah, it is a very, very bad card. But it's full of Christmas spirit, I think. Then we go to the next card, and that is Arkham Sleigh. For 1 mana, it's an artifact that we can tap it, pay 2 mana, and then give the creature we control when it's attacking vigilance, but it doesn't work if our opponent doesn't have a snow-covered land. So basically, like Santa Claus, he's got the sleigh, but
with 1 ugly
beast.
Reindeer.
This ain't your mama reindeer. This is some kind of magic infused beast reindeer. But it gets the job done, Yeah. I mean, before Santa Claus also didn't have Rudolph, to guide his sleigh, and then he got him, and he was weird.
Yeah.
But he got the job done too,
True. Lighting
the way. So the same here, Arkham Sleigh. This is the backup. This is Santa's number 2 sleigh, for when he wants to go out patrolling or sometimes it's in the shop.
This is the real deal.
Well, actually, I was gonna say this is actually the backup, but this was also when the going gets tough. You're right. This is the real deal. Look at it. It's even got shielding. This is totally what Kris Kringle would go out cruising with. Not a very good card, but super Christmassy.
Next is Zedru the Great-Hearted. This is also one of our commanders.
Yeah, we have a deck tech for this commander as well. So you can click on the card on your screen right now if you want to go see what cards go in if you want to build this as a commander.
Yeah, and he's very giving, right?
Well, she actually, you can't tell, but she is totally giving because you can pay 3 mana, and then target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. I mean, that is really what it's all about. Yeah. The Christmas time, it's not about what you get, it's about what you give. That's right. And I'm all about Zedru, but don't be like this deck when you're playing it as a commander, because then she only gives away stuff that nobody wants. Which is kind of also like Christmas sometimes, actually, now that I think about it. Sometimes you get presents and you're just like, this was in this person's closet for the last 11 months, and they finally got a chance to pawn it off to you, and then they thought, Christmas, that's the right time to give this
I
gift
really
away.
wonder what kind of gifts you're gonna give me this Christmas. No.
Well, I would tell you, I've been holding on to this one for a while, so you're gonna be very, very excited about that. Don't be surprised if you get a Brady Wood Cup this season. But Zedru is definitely the epitome of Christmassy giving, and an all-around actually pretty good card.
Yeah.
Then we move on to the next card, and that is snow-covered forest. How could we not include this card? When you look outside in this season, you get your forests, they're covered in snow. I mean, how much more can I even talk about this? But when I saw this card, I thought, okay, well, you're gonna make a top 12 list of Christmassy cards, then your snow-covered forest is in there. And there's absolutely no way that I can have this video be normal with Lisa because she cracks up at the slightest irregularity. But if you could compose yourself for 5 seconds, would you like to do the next card?
Next card is a Shepherd of the Lost. It is an angel. Very, very Christmassy spirit, you know, Christmas angels.
On the top of that, well, not on the top of this Christmas tree, but yeah, you got your, it's very angelic this season. And flying first strike vigilance, not bad actually, pretty good limited play. But I wouldn't say that the Christmas angels are like this, because this one actually has 4 wings, I believe.
Yeah, looks like it,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, but still Shepherd of the Lost, you know, you get, you know, Shepherd of the Weak, Shepherd of the Meek, Shepherd of the Feet. No, we're gonna stop that. Anyway, very angelic, very Christmassy card. Then we're gonna move on to the next one, and that is a Crow and Horse for 4 mana. We get a 0/4 defender, and then when we play this, and when we pay for the cost of this card, what are we gonna do? We're gonna give it to one of our opponents. They're gonna take control of it. So it's like, we're paying for it, we're gonna go, this is a great gift. You can have this horse. It's made out of wood. I mean, I'm sure it has other great properties. And the great thing about it, when you've given this to that person, then at the beginning of your upkeep, everybody else is gonna get 1/1 soldiers, you know. So it's the
That's
gift
really cool.
that keeps on giving. In fact,
it's the gift of giving.
It's the gift of giving, because you've given that person the idea to give stuff to other people.
Yeah.
And I do believe that is all about the Christmas spirit. You know, it's not about what you get; it's about what you give.
True.
Yeah.
Next is friendlies charm, and if you look at the picture, you see some kids opening a present, I guess.
I guess it's friendlies charm, right? With
yeah.
the opening? Yeah.
It's a very creepy picture, if you ask me. But
that's not the Christmassy part of it. The Christmassy part was the kids opening the presents, not the creepy part.
Yeah, well, the creepy kids opening a present.
Is there something you want to tell me about creepy kids?
No, I do not.
Okay,
no.
Great. But also, when any opponent, you pay 2 mana, and then when any opponent plays a black card, then we can draw a card. So it's basically like saying, okay, some people do some bad stuff, thinking about themselves, they're being selfish, you know. Then this card is like, you know, let's start getting the ball rolling with good stuff like card draw. And of course, for 2 mana, it says you can return it back to your hand, and that's of course representative of when you get a gift and it's crappy, you don't like it. You get the receipt, you can return it back to the store.
You can give it back.
Store credit, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe even cash value back.
Wow.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. First pickable right there.
Yeah.
Next card is caribou. Caribou range. Caribou range. I've been dipping into the eggnog already, so you know what time it is. For 2 and 2 white, it's we're gonna enchant a land, and when it enters the battlefield, we're gonna enchant a land, and then for 2 mana, we can tap it, and then we're gonna make a 0/1 white caribou creature token. And for 0, we can sacrifice these caribou and gain a life. So, of course, what we see over here is the reindeer. You know. Super Christmassy.
Prettier than the other one.
If you look at the picture, you can almost make out Santa Claus in the background. Just not.
I can see him. I can see him. Like they're just around the corner.
You've got better vision than I do, so that's I can definitely believe that. But
must be the age.
Must be the age. Yes, that's why I've got this hat covering up the gray, so no one is the wiser. That's how we do this. That's how we do it over here.
Still your beard though.
Okay, no, this is snow. I added the snow sprinkles. This is all snowy goodness.
See it now.
So
I wasn't there before.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. This has been there for the past 14 years, but okay. So it's not about what the card does really. Sure, you can snack on a reindeer, which is not bad, giving you a life, you know. And of course, you got a blocker, which is okay, but mostly just it's a very Christmassy picture. Look at that, the tundra and the reindeer potentially pulling a sleigh, right?
I like it.
Then
we have Feed the Glen, and we can see all these people. They're people.
Yes, they're people.
People could be goblins though, but
they're not.
They're people, and they're sitting around a fire roasting a I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna go with fish.
It's a
I'm gonna
fish.
go with fish, yes. Yeah. Traditionally, during Christmas.
Yeah, we all sit outside around the fire
fish.
and roast the fish.
Yeah, that's what you do during Christmas.
Yeah.
Naturally, of course, there's lots of different kinds of food. I would have preferred if it would have been a turkey, or a goblin that they were roasting. Yeah, they could have been roasting a goblin. I think that would have been quite festive. That sounds pretty good. But naturally, it's all about everybody getting together during the holidays. Everybody's got food on the table, and everybody sharing with each other.
That's my kind of Christmas.
That is my kind of Christmas too.
Yeah, you have to admit that's what it's all about.
People say it's about giving. Some people say it's about getting presents. They're wrong. Then other people say it's about giving presents. Also wrong. It's about the food.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, also you could share that food, which makes the food even better. And here you are doing it with the entire clan, also AKA your posse, AKA your homies, AKA your bros, your nizzles. Yeah. I don't know what kids are saying these days, but anyway, your group of people, and of course you gain 5 life, which makes it not a very good card, but very Christmassy. Then we go to the next card, and that is donate for 2 and a blue. Target player gains control of target permanent you control. Naturally, of course, we've been going into that whole giving and giving theme, but this card also with the name donate goes from another angle of Christmas, which is of course helping others, those less fortunate, helping people achieve their dreams, helping people who maybe would have a very bad time if they wouldn't have help and support from people around them. For example, let's say you could help content creators. Like us, we do happen to have a Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Budget MTG Decks. You can go over there, donate as little as $1 a month. That would help us out a lot. But other things too. It's all about giving and donating, and totally unrelated to this channel. But it's a very Christmassy card. I find that as well.
Yeah. Next is Taste of Paradise. It is a woman holding a very, very big apple.
The size of your head.
As big as your head. Yeah.
Fun fact, that apple is actually regular size, but it's her head.
She has
that
a
is
tiny
particularly
head.
tiny. Yeah, her head is extremely tiny.
So too.
Yeah, so of course, Taste of Paradise, the angle of Christmas, we're tasting stuff, we're having good food, but also paradise, of course, from the more traditional Eden kind of a picture that you've got of Christmas and God and all those things. So here we see all that Christmassy goodness, all that food, all that paradise, all that Eden stuff coming together in one card, and actually only giving us 3 life, which kind of upsetting when you think about it, the quality of the card. But definitely gets you in the spirit. Those are our pick, though that is our pick of the top 12 Magic cards, but we do have actually a nice little added bonus, because these are regular cards of Magic. Yeah. But there's also such a thing as special holiday promos, and those are the Magic-y cards
that are the best,
that are even more Christmassy than these cards. So I suggest that we have and do a countdown of the top 12 holiday Christmas promo Magic cards too.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
First of the holiday promos is Season's Beatings. It's a sorcery for 4 mana, and it has Family Gathering, which means that each creature target player controls deals damage equal to its power to another random creature that player controls. And the flavor text says, arriving home, he suddenly longed for the blood-soaked battlefields behind him. This is one rough card.
Yeah, I mean, naturally we're talking about Christmassy stuff, and everybody knows that that's all about happiness and being together and having fun, but always during these kind of festivities, everybody gets together. Not everybody can always get along, and you're always gonna have these squabbles, these little fights that erupt during. But it's all part of it, That's that's all about being a family. It's all about being with good friends. Sometimes you can have arguments. It happens.
There's always that one guy.
There's always that one person. There's always that one person who just has to cause trouble. And if you don't know who that person is,
it's probably you.
It's probably you. Yeah, it's probably you who's caused this. Who's the source of all these seasons beatings, but but still, if you play it on your opponent, then they're going to be taking a lot of damage to their creatures. That's going to be pretty bad. Next card we have is Fruitcake Elemental. For 1 and 2 green, we get a 7/7 Elemental, which is indestructible. anybody who's eaten fruitcake, of course, there's different fruitcake from all different countries. I'm very familiar with the Peruvian fruitcake, and I'm gonna tell you that stuff. You could build houses from that. That could withstand tornadoes. That is definitely some indestructible things. And that fruit that they put in that seems like candy, that is rough. That I don't even know if that is candy or if it's fruit or if it's something masquerading. But I guess it is fruit because it's fruit cake. But it was
once fruit.
It was once many eons ago.
We hope.
Back before Christmas was a thing. That's when all the fruit was made. Before actual Christmas, it's all been harvested. But it also says that at the end of your turn, it deals 7 damage to you, which is of course the same feeling you get when you consume some fruitcake. You will take some damage. And it also, for 3 mana, you can have target player gain control of fruitcake elemental. Now, anybody who's from maybe a South American family will know that the food gets shoved in your face, and if any mother or grandmother pays 3 mana, she can just shove this fruitcake elemental down your face and force you to consume it, which will, of course, leave you lasting physical damage and emotional trauma also. Next card we have is Stalking Tiger for 5 mana. It's a 3/3, and when this guy deals combat damage to an opponent, first when it comes in, we're going to get a booster pack, put it underneath it, and when it deals combat damage, we have to open it, put the cards in your hand, we have to play with that. I mean, that's like Christmas in a box right there, right?
That's really cool.
I mean, this is literally magical Christmas land.
I want this card.
Yeah, and of course you're going to figure out a way to flicker it every turn, so you get a new booster pack, and you just open them up, playing with them, and then I got nothing. Like every Christmas.
All these presents
that's true.
underneath
Actually, you
the
can't
tree
see
are
it.
for him.
Yeah, that's true. There's loads of presents. All for me. But it's not about that. But how many are there?
Isn't it though?
12. Okay, we're good. All right, but also just an awesome little picture. Look at that guy.
Yeah, really cool.
So what's the next one?
Next is a snow globe called Snow Mercy. It's a snow enchantment for 4 mana. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, put a globe counter on it. And you can tap all creatures with globe counters on them.
Yeah, of course you have to tap.
Yeah,
You gotta shake it. You gotta shake it a little bit.
Like that.
And then everything that's dealt damage to you before it gets tapped, because it's of course they deal damage to you. You magically put them in the snow globe.
Have to shake gently though.
Yeah, that's true.
Contents may cause choking, hypothermia, and/or planar invasion.
Yeah, that's true. Some people say planar, but yes.
Planar.
Planar is also.
Planar.
It's a planar.
I'm gonna go with planar.
It's a planar invasion because once you do this, then all these people come in and want to organize the next festivities. And there's an invasion of planners that come in. They go like, oh, should we do it the 23rd? Oh, I can't do it. Can we do it the 24th? It's chaos, you know. People trying to organize their festivities. Next card is Gifts Given. So play on, of course, Gifts Ungiven. For 4 mana, it's an instant. We're going to search our opponent's library for 4 cards. They're going to pick 2. They're going to chuck that in their graveyard, and then we get to keep the other 2. So it's basically as if we say to them, okay, we get the best stuff from your deck. This is the best 4 stuff, and they go, well, this stuff is actually too good. I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to keep it myself. I'm just going to throw it away, which is weird to do with gifts, you know? Like, at least keep it then. But this one goes into the graveyard.
I think a lot of people throw away gifts.
Yeah, and then the other 2 cards we're going to keep. So so you're kind of giving something. Graveyard is kind of like another hand, so you're sharing, right? I mean, I don't know when you're talking about Christmas. I don't know if a graveyard is really another hand when you think about it. No.
I'm gonna go with no.
I'm gonna also go with no. So what's the next card?
Next is some disassembly required for 1 black. It's an enchantment, and if you pay an extra black and you sacrifice a creature, distribute the sacrificed creature's keyword abilities among any number of other target creatures until the end of turn. If it's December, which obviously it's gonna be December.
I mean, duh. Right?
You gain 1 life for each those keywords.
Yeah. So naturally we're going to get a creature which has a lot of keywords. So let's say you get a creature that has vigilance, first strike, and then when you do this, you're going to sacrifice that creature. You can do this instant speed because it's just for 1 black and it's the ability.
You have to sacrifice a good card.
You have to sacrifice a good card, which is unfortunate. You don't want to do that. But sometimes during the holidays you got to sacrifice your hard-earned cash so you can give more stuff to other people.
Like all these gifts underneath this tree.
So sometimes you have to work very hard.
And none of the gifts that are for me.
None of the gifts are for you, but sometimes you have to sacrifice your hard-earned cash to get gifts to me, Rick,
why doesn't that count for you?
We move on to the next card, as we see over here, and that is Goblin Sleigh
That
Ride.
is really cool.
For 1 and a red, it's a sorcery. Now we're gonna put target creature. We're gonna put that onto the card Goblin Sleigh Ride, and then we're gonna slide it over the table and try to hit as many of our opponent's creatures as possible.
But you actually have to slide the card.
You literally have to put the card on the table, Goblin Sleigh Ride, and you have to put another creature. He's gonna go for ride, and then that creature is gonna deal damage equal to its toughness to each creature it touches as it's slayed across the table.
That is super
So
cool.
I would recommend getting a blow dryer so you can get a nice little kind of like little airflow going, and then you give it a gentle flick. No putting rubber bands around it to stick them together. That's just cheating.
No,
you know?
no.
Don't do, that's not done in the festive one. So you give it that tick and you gotta
The
try
blow
and hit.
dryer is not cheating.
That's
though, so
no, because that represents the wind from outside, even though it's warm, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it's so much harder to pull the refrigerator to the table, you know. So that's pretty fun though.
Yeah. Next is Evil Presence. For 4 mana, it's a sorcery. Put a creature card from your hand into play under target opponent's control. That creature attacks each turn if able, and always attacks its controller. You do not want that.
No, so I like the flavored text as well. 'Tis better to give than to receive. That's how it works. So you give.
I hope that's a sign for me.
Yes.
These presents underneath.
It is
this
true.
tree.
It is better to give than to receive. So you're gonna have a great time giving those presents. How I envy you. Anyway, so that is of course an awesome card. We're gonna move on to Thopter Pie Network. Now, of course, great. We're getting back into the food area. That's awesome. For 2 and
That's
2
awesome,
blue,
yeah.
it's a 4 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you're eating, create a 1/1 colors artifact creature
You'll be
token
eating.
with flying.
You will be eating.
And use food to represent the token. Also, whenever a creature token you control dies, if it's represented by food, eat it. So naturally, you're going to want a bowl or some kind of large quantity of food in the area.
Let me guess.
So you can constantly eat.
M&Ms.
Yes, I recommend use M&Ms because you can have a big bowl and each one can be a token. And of course, once you're up, you can grab one quickly and you can start eating. That means you get the reliable tokens from this, and of course, you can attack with a lot of 1/1 Thopter M&Ms hashtag not sponsored. I definitely recommend that.
You wish.
Great card.
Next cards are Naughty and Nice. Naughty is a sorcery for 3. Search another target player's library for a card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle that player's library.
Sick.
Then we have Nice for 3, also a sorcery. Search your library for a card and put it into another target player's hand, then shuffle your library.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You can play one or the other of these cards. You can't play both of these.
No, you
'cause they
can't
don't
be
have
naughty
fuse.
and nice.
You can't be naughty and nice. Although
Gotta
I beg
pick
to
one.
differ. I beg to differ.
Really?
Sometimes you can be naughty and you can be nice.
At the same time?
If you, yes, I think it's possible, but it's tricky. It can be tricky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that this is actually a pretty powerful card. Actually, when you think about it, it's kind of like it's a holiday promo, but being able to take your opponent's best thing that's in their library so you can cast it being with the naughty card is insanely good.
Pretty good, huh?
And the nice part is if you're playing multiplayer, it's pretty cool that you can actually take the best thing and you can say to somebody, yo, I'm going to give you this thing from my deck. I know it's the best card in the deck and you have it, but you're going to use that to be my ally and now send some holiday cheer to our opponent's faces in the form of attacks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Next we have Yule Ooze for 2 and a red and a green. So for 4 mana we get a 1/1 Ooze. At the beginning of your upkeep we're going to destroy another non-land permanent at random, and we're going to put +1/+1 counters on this guy equal to the permanent's converted mana cost. So every turn it's going to be destroying random stuff, which is pretty scary. But what's cool is that for 2 mana and eating some food, we can regenerate it, which means it's going to stick around.
You'll
And
be
of course,
eating anyway, so.
that's the great thing about it, is that if you want an excuse to eat, then you just
I
pay
don't
the 2
need an
mana and
excuse.
you just...
It's Christmas, come on.
That's true, but you can always pay the 2 mana because remember, you can regenerate a creature as many times as you want, even if it hasn't taken any damage, because it regenerates before it takes damage. You can regenerate this 6 times, and you can just wolf out that entire pie, you know? Or just do like me, is just see if you can create infinite mana, and then just take that gravy and just straight get that gravy boat put it right upon your lips, you know?
That is gross.
That's what I would do.
You're gross.
I know, and yet very happy during the holidays. Lisa, what is the last one of our very Christmassy cards?
Last card is a Mishra's Toy Workshop. It's a land, and you can tap it to add 3 mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only on spells and abilities that put tokens onto the battlefield. Use toys to represent the tokens.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How Christmassy is this? This is really this brings you back, as when we look at the picture, back to being a kid.
Yeah, I love this picture.
The joy and the cheer of Christmas morning or Christmas evening or whenever you open the presents, depending on the cultural background, but or not opening presents for that matter. But this really gives that classic feeling of Santa Claus and opening presents and toys. It's just looking at the world through the eyes of a child, and I think we all remember what it's like to open gifts and before we became cynical adults.
I don't remember.
You don't remember what it was like opening presents?
Well, there's no presents here.
Well, then what I recommend is that when I open them later, you pay really good attention. You'll see the joy in my face. Anyway, those are all the top 12 holiday promo Magic the Gathering cards in total. The top 24 most Christmassy Magic cards that we could think of. Now also, we've had a lot of fun this past year. I really like to thank you guys for joining us for all our videos. Magic and Christmas, it all goes together so well. It really makes you thankful, I guess. Well, it's not Thanksgiving, but it still makes you feel thankful for everything this year has brought to us. And of course, we've got a lot of great plans for 2018 as well. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
and some really cool new stuff as well. So we'd love to have you guys there too. And if you want to be kept up to date on the new stuff that's coming up, then join us on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course Instagram. Yeah, the Insta or the Gram. I don't know. Hashtag Insta.
The Gram.
The Gram. We're going with the Gram. We've been adding some grams lately, so adding even more later after. So join us there on the socials to keep up to date with the new developments, and of course also subscribe to us here on YouTube for the most powerful decks and advice everyone can afford. Of course, don't forget to hit that little bell button if you're going to subscribe. The little bell button, like Christmas bells, you know. Well, I guess from all of us here at Budget MTG Decks, I'd like to wish you happy holidays and, of course, also a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! Woohoo!